Well, good morning, all of you. Let's get started with today's class. Just going to move on to the next slide. Okay, we had discussed what were similar figures and we discussed what were similar triangles. We say two figures are similar if all the angles are congruent and the corresponding sides are proportional. Okay, and based on that, I'm just going to help you solve the first problem and then I'll ask you to solve the next one on your own. So let's see this first problem. Okay, they have given triangle FGH. This particular symbol is used for similar as we had discussed, tilted as, is similar to JKL, which means angle F is congruent to angle J. You have angle F congruent to angle J. And you have angle G congruent to angle K. Angle G congruent to angle K. Then you have angle H congruent to angle L. Angle H which is congruent to angle L. Okay, and based on the similarity, you also have the sides to be proportional. What does that mean? It means that you will have GF over, in place of GF, I have KJ. GF over KJ will be equal to GH over. Okay, I think I was muted, so I'm just going to repeat from the first. We say two figures are similar if we have all of its angle to be congruent, and then if we have all of its sides to be proportional. If we have two figures, if all of its angles are congruent and the sides are proportional, then we can say the figures are similar. And this is the symbol which we use for similar figures. We have been given two triangles are similar. Triangle FGH is similar to triangle JKL, which means angle F is congruent to angle J. We have angle F congruent to angle J. Then we have angle G congruent to angle K. And we have angle H congruent to angle L. Okay, we had this, and based on the other part of the definition that the sides are proportional, I can also say that GF over KJ is going to be equal to GH over KL. So I'll have GF over KJ equals GH over KL. Now you substitute whatever you have and try to solve for x. I'm doing the first one, I'll give you a chance to work on the second one. So here I have GF. GF value was 3x plus 2 over KJ was 5x minus 2 is equal to GH, which is 5x over KL, which is 7x. Okay, let's further simplify this. I can cross out x and x over here because both the numerator and denominator have x. I cannot cross out this x because we have plus and minus. Let me cross multiply with whatever is left. So 7 times 3x plus 2. 7 times 3x minus 2 equals 5 times of 5x minus 2. Here it was 3x plus 2, so I'm just making this change. 7 times 3x plus 2 equals 5 times 5x minus 2. We have to further simplify and get the value of x. 7 times 3 is 21 and 7 times 2 is 40. Same thing here, 5 times 5 is 25 and 5 times 2 is 10. Okay. To get the value of x, I'm further going to subtract 21x from both the sides and add 10 on both the sides. That will give me, these two will get crossed out, these two will get crossed out. 25 minus 21 is 4x. and 14 plus 10 is 24. And I have to divide by 4 on both sides to get the value of x. That gives me x equals 6. Okay. I want you all to same way try this particular problem which is there on the right side of the this particular problem. Try this. They have given triangle CDE is similar to triangle FGH and they are asking you to solve for x. Okay, I'll give you exactly a minute and then I'll go over the answer. So just try the next one. Okay, we already know the angles are congruent and the sides are proportional. We know that DE, once again over here I'll have DE over corresponding to DE, the side which is proportional is GH is going to be proportional to the corresponding altitudes. The corresponding altitudes here are this particular altitude which is 7x over 9x. Okay, further substitute DE is 8x minus 1 and GH was 10x plus 1. X will get crossed out. I left with 7 and 9, so I'll have cross multiplication. 9 times of 8x minus 1 equals 7 times of 10x plus 1. Let's simplify this further. So 8 times 9 is 72 and 9 times 1 is 9. 7 times 10 gives us 70 and we have 7 times 1 as 7. I will further subtract 70x from both sides and add 9 on both sides. 72 minus 70 gives us 2x and 7 plus 9 gives us 16. Dividing by 2 on both sides gives us x equals 8, which all of you had, and that's absolutely correct. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. If triangle WXU is similar to triangle PQR, then find the length of the median QS. Okay, I'll help you with this one, and then we will go to the next part of the lesson. So we have the triangles are similar. Triangle WXU. Triangle WXU is similar to triangle PQR. So these are the angles which are congruent. W is congruent to P, X is congruent to Q, U is congruent to R. Apart from that, I can also say that XZ is proportional to QS. So I can write XZ over QS is going to be equal to, same way I'll have these as proportional, WU over PR. WU over PR. Okay, these sides we have, and we can substitute whatever values we have. In place of XZ, I have 39. I'm interested in finding the value of QS, which I don't have. And I have the value of WU. This is going to be 24 plus 24, which is nothing but 48. Because these two sides are congruent. Same way we have 16 plus 16, which is 32, as we have SR is congruent to PS. Further, we can cross multiply to get 39 times 32 equals 48 times QS. And finally, you can get QS by dividing 48 on both sides. And QS is going to be 39 times 32, which is nothing but 1248, and dividing by 48 we get 26. So QS is going to be equal to 26 units. Okay, these were few of the problems based on the similar triangles. Hope they are clear. It doesn't have to be just sides are proportional, even the medians are going to be proportional. The perpendicular bisectors are going to be proportionals of the triangle, not just the sides. Keep that also in mind. Because in this case we had two medians which we have taken as proportional and we have solved the problem. Okay, let's see the next slide. We had various triangle congruency postulates and theorem. Okay, triangle congruency means all the angles are congruent, all the sides are also congruent in case of triangle congruency. There are same way there are few triangle similarity postulates and theorem which we will study now. The first one of them is AA similarity. Okay, the first one is AA triangle similarity postulate. What does it say? It says that if two angles of one triangle, if two angles of one triangle is congruent to two angles of the another triangle, then the two triangles are similar. Okay, whenever this happens, we can automatically say that the triangles are going to be similar. What does the similarity mean? It means that your angle L will be congruent to angle Z. We can derive from this, and we can also say that JK over XY equals KL over YZ equals JL over XC. Okay. So triangle similarity, from that we can get this also. So whenever we have two angles congruent in two triangles, then we can also say that the two triangles are similar, which means we can also use this information whenever just two angles are congruent to another two angles in the triangle. Okay. Let's see a few problems based on this triangle similarity postulate, AA similarity postulate. Okay. We are going to learn various similarity postulates. So of them, the first one is AA. Which pairs of triangles are similar? Okay, I will just number this and you have to use chat and tell me which are similar. 1, 2, 3. You have to say yes or no for 1, 2 and 3. Use your chat and tell which of these three are similar. I'll give you exactly like 30 to 40 seconds. Okay, based on angle similarity, we can say yes, the first one is going to be similar because you have angle U congruent to angle G and angle F congruent to angle V. We have two angles congruent, so therefore a triangle similarity we can say, using a triangle similarity we can say the triangle UVW is similar to triangle, in place of U I have G, in place of V I have F, in place of W I have E, GFE. I can say this triangle UVW is similar to triangle GFE. Same way over here, I have angle M congruent to angle S and the vertical angle pairs are congruent. So therefore we have two angles that are congruent and we can use AA similarity and say that triangle NML is similar to triangle. In place of N I have T, in place of M I have S, in place of L I have L itself. So triangle NML is similar to triangle TSL. This we cannot say using AA similarity, but based on the proportionality still they will be proportional and therefore we can further say that they are similar later on. Okay, but that is not the way we used the AA similarity. But we cannot say using AA similarity. We just have this particular angle. We don't have the other angles that are, whether they are congruent or not. But we can say the sides are proportional. If you check 24 over 54 will be equal to, SE is going to be 126 minus 70, which is, this is going to be 56. So 56 over 126 will be equal to, same way you have 118 minus 66, which is 52. 52 over 118. Okay, they will all give you same decimal number, so they are proportional, and you can further conclude they are similar, but not by using AA similarity. That is by different, which we will see those kind of problems later. Let me do other. I want you all to once again use chat for 4th, 5th and 6th and tell whether they are similar or no. 4th, 5th and 6th. Use AA similarity once again. Do not use anything else. Use AA similarity and tell me whether they are answers. On this one, we know this is 48 and 47. So these two are not congruent. And we have this to be congruent to itself on both the sides. Whatever this angle is going to be, we will not have these two angles to be congruent. They will be different value. Because this is congruent in both the triangles and this is not congruent. So therefore this will end up being not same. So therefore this is a no. We don't have two angles that are congruent. Here we have three arc lines, two arc lines. Here we just have one arc line. But whereas we have this particular angle which is congruent, so we just have one angle pair. So therefore this is also no. On this one, I can use alternate interior angle theorem and say this is congruent to this because we have GF is parallel to BA. And this is your vertical angle pair. So this is also congruent. We have two angle pairs that are congruent. So therefore, yes, triangle ABC is similar to triangle. In place of A, I have G. In place of B, I have F. So GFC. Okay. Let's move on to the next slide. Determine whether the triangles are similar if they are solved for x and y. Okay. I'll do the first one, then give you a chance to work on the other one. Okay, I'll give you a chance to work on this one. Let me do these two. So first one. Here, yes, they are similar. I have two angles congruent. W is congruent to G, and I have V is congruent to F. So WVE is triangle similar to triangle GFE. Okay. So therefore I can say sides are proportional. I can say WV over GF will be equal to VE over FE. Let's substitute what we have. WV was 7 and GF was 17. VE was 2x minus 5 and FE was 10. Okay, let's further cross multiply. So 10 times 7 equals 70 times 2x minus 5. Okay, 10 times 7 is 70 and we will have on the right side 70 times 2 which is 34 and 70 times 5 which is 85. So 34x minus 85 on the right side, here is just 70. So further add 80 on both sides, 85 on both sides to get 155 equals 34x. Dividing by 34 on both sides, I'll have x equals 4.559. So x equals 4.559. That will be our final answer. Okay. Next, let's check this one. This one, we already have this angle to be congruent to this particular angle. We are not sure whether these two angles are congruent. If we have one angle and one side beside it proportional, that we can have, it depends. We can't say for 100% whether it's similar or no. Okay, we cannot say they are similar because we don't know the value of x plus 11, so we cannot even compare if the sides are proportional. So we just have one angle that is congruent. Based on that, we cannot solve. So I'll just say not similar with given information. We can't say 100% it's not similar because it depends on the x value. Not enough information to say it's not enough information to say it's similar. That's all I'll write. I'll not say it's not similar, but I'll just write we do not have enough information. Say triangles, I'm just writing in this manner, triangles are similar. We do not have enough information to say triangles are similar. So just try this last one, check whether the two triangles are similar, and if they are, then solve for x. I'll give you like a minute or so, then we'll go on to the next slide. Okay. As Sophia pointed out that I had taken GF as 17 instead of 14, so I've made that change. When we take GF as 14, we will have the same simplification and end up getting the value of x as 5 on the first one. You all had said x was 11, so let's check the answer for this one. You have same way, the sides that are proportional are SU over UF equals TU over EU. Substitute what you have. SU was 12x minus 11 and UF was 45 equals TU is 99 and EU is 55. Okay. So further simplify this, 11 times 9 and 11 times 5 and then cross multiply to get 5 times of 12x minus 11 equals 9 times of 45. Okay, 12 times 5 is 60 and 5 times 11 55. And 45 times 9 is nothing but 405. Adding 55 on both sides, I'll have 60x equals 460. Dividing by 60 on both sides, I'll have x equals, wait, let me see if I've taken everything accurately. 12x minus 11 SU over UF, because triangle SUT was similar to triangle FUE. Okay, SU over UF is fine and TU over EU is also fine. So you'll have SU was 12x minus 11 and UF was 45 and TU was 99 and EU was 55. Okay, 11 times 9 is 11 times 9 I can write 99 and 11 times 5 I can write, so I'm just left with 9 and 5. 11 will get crossed out on both. So further I'll have 5 times 12x minus 11 equals 9 times 45. So 5 times 12 is 60 and 11 times 5 is 55. And I have 9 times 45, which is 405. Adding 55 on both sides, I'll have 460 equals 60x. 460 divided by 60 gives us 7.7. I'm just rounding up to third decimal. 7.778. Okay. Okay. Even if you take instead of simplifying here, if you just keep it as 99 and 55 and further multiply, you'll get this particular simplification. And if you divide 660 on both sides, you will still get 7.667. It's not anything else. Your final answer should be 7.667 once you solve. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, there are a couple of proofs before we end this. Given RQ is parallel to WV, prove that URQ is similar to UWV. Okay, I'll just write statements and reasons, and I want you all to fill up the reasons wherever I leave blank. Okay, so first of all, they have given RQ is parallel to WV, which is given. The next, I will say that angle URQ is congruent to angle UWV. Okay, fill the reason for this one. And next, I'll also say that angle UQR is congruent to angle UVW. Okay, I'm saying this particular angles are congruent. And you're supposed to tell the reason for that. And in the fourth step, I can also say that triangle URQ is similar to triangle UWV. Give the reason for this as well. Okay, you have exactly like 30 seconds. As you all pointed out, these two are corresponding angle pair. So you know corresponding angle pair congruency postulate. So you can just say corresponding pair postulate. And it's the same for the third step also. It's the same. These two will be the corresponding angles because the lines are parallel. And these two triangles are similar by AA similarity. Okay, let's see one more proof, then I'll give you time to work asynchronously. They have given AB, BC and AC are the mid segments. AB, BC, AC are mid segments of triangle GHJ. And we have angle, we have to prove triangle BCA is similar to triangle GHJ. Okay, say triangle BCA is similar to triangle GHA. Okay, I will just work this out. Statements and reasons. First one, I'm just not writing this, I'm just underlining and telling that that's going over here. That's my first step, which is given. Then the next step, AB, BC, AC are bit segments, so which we can say, which means that AB equals half of GJ, comma, BC equals half of HG, and I can also say that AC equals half of HJ. These are all from definition of bit segment. It's a bit segment is going to be the half of the opposite side. So this is just by definition of bit segment or a property of bit segment. Bit segment are going to be parallel and as well as they are going to be half. That's what is bit segment theorem. So you can use either bit segment theorem or definition of bit segment. So I'll just say use bit segment theorem instead of definition. So bit segment theorem. So based from bit segment theorem, I can say that this is true. Okay, and we also have AB parallel to JG, same way BC is parallel to HG, and HJ is parallel to AC. Okay. And we don't even have to prove that the angles are congruent. Using all the simplification further and listing out, you can also do it by that long method. But there is, whenever the sides are proportional, we can say that the triangles are similar. You will have AB over GJ equals BC over HG equals AC over HJ. This you will have. You will have this. And that will end up being half. Because you are doing a division of, by using division property thrice, you can tell this. AB over GJ is going to give you half, BC over HG is going to give you half, AC over HJ is going to give you half. So division property and later on substitution, you can say. I'm putting both steps together. And we have sides of the triangle which are proportional. Whenever we have sides of the triangle proportional and all the angles are congruent, we can say it's similar. If you want, you can also check they are going to be congruent also. That also we can do. Let's see. If these two lines are parallel, then I'll have this particular angle congruent to this particular angle. This particular angle congruent to this particular angle. And further I will also have, if this line is parallel to this particular line, then I can say that this particular angle is also going to be equal to this particular angle by corresponding pair postulate. Let me use two arc lines for this one. Okay, so all these are equal. This angle is equal to this one is equal to this. Further, if I have this at 3 arc lines, this is also going to be equal to 3 arc lines. And this line is parallel to this particular line, I can say this. And now we are left with these two lines, HJ and AC. So corresponding angle to this particular A is angle H. So this is going to be 3 arc lines. And this is going to be 2 arc lines. We know the sum of angles is going to be 180. And whatever is left is going to be the angle which is missing. So sum of these three is also 180. So sum of here, the angle in a straight line should be 180. So sum of this also is going to be 180, and it is missing 2 arc lines. So it will give you, by subtracting 180, it will give you 2 arc line angle. And here I'll have 3 arc line angle. And here I'll just have 1 arc line angle. And you can say that angle B is congruent to angle G, angle C is congruent to angle H, angle J is congruent to angle A. This is with a lot of simplification you'll be able to say this, that you'll have angles are congruent. You can just try to move till there, or if you just get this much, I'm quite happy with this, and you can further conclude that the two triangles are similar. But you will be able to prove even the angles are congruent with a lot of simplification using corresponding pair postulates at least 6 times, and then 180 minus those two angles and transitive property and substitution property for several times, you'll be able to get this kind of angle. With the method I have written here, you should be able to make out. Okay, we can say that triangle BCA similar to triangle GHJ. Okay, as I haven't discussed the other property, I'm not writing the property, I'm just writing from definition of triangle similarity. As of now, I'm writing definition of triangle similarity, where we have shown that all the angles are congruent to the other triangle's angle. Okay, I think you're left with another 33 minutes, and I want you all to work asynchronously for rest of the time.